What's going on, guys? It's Bobby K, professional landscape designer and installer. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to landscape a front yard with a slope. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm a landscape designer. I was in the field for quite a few years. I've done tons of installs, but I like to pass on the information. I give out tips and tricks from pro to beginner level. I like to break down designs, which is what we're gonna do in this video, where I'm gonna show you how to design that front yard with a slope. And then we'll even go out into the field where we'll get a little hands-on and I'll teach you some tips and tricks on how to install things, which is definitely something you need to know even if you're gonna hire a contractor, because you wanna know the right ways, the right processes, how things are properly installed before you spend your hard-earned money. So this time, let's jump into how to landscape a front yard with a slope. Here's what we're doing. We're talking about that classic house that you see where one side or the other, it seems to have a hillside that starts to taper off. And a lot of times what you'll see there is that classic little hook retaining wall that goes there. It's okay, it looks nice, but at the same time, I like to do things a little bit different, give a little bit more wow factor. So what we're doing in this design is going with more of a natural and a native look. We're essentially creating that retaining wall, but what we're doing it with are boulders. There are different ways that you can put boulders out there where you could do kind of a dry stack that loops around and stacks on top of each other, or you can have it pocketed kind of in and out like we have in this design, where it's got more of a natural and like a native look. So here is one pro tip that I definitely want you to take. If you decide to go with this kind of route versus the retaining wall, make sure when you put those boulders in that you have them of various heights and sizes, and you don't just loop them in like a U, one next to the other. It doesn't look natural. What you want to do is have those boulders and you pocket them in and out and create a little bit of a bed in front of the boulders so it softens it up. As you can see in some of these areas, we created a little bit of beds with mulch, and then we've got some liriope in there. And instead of it just being boulders, you got that. Hey guys, if you're getting value out of this, make sure you smash the like button and throw some comments in the link below. If you got any questions or anything pops up as you're watching this video and you're thinking, maybe that pertains to my house, or well, what if I got this? Write it down there. I will always respond and I'm happy to help you and answer your questions. And also, look in those links for some really cool social media posts that I got going on. I run tons of contests. I give away free Bobby K t-shirts. You can win a chance for your own custom Bobby K design. And then we have a 40-page planning guide that is an excellent resource to help you with all your tips. Now, back to the video. How can you make this hillside not only look cool, but essentially be retained? Not just with the boulders, but plantings. So what we did on the backside of some of these boulders is we put in some phlox, which are, did I say phlox with like, my voice cracked there? Anyway, phlox, P-H-L-O-X. Okay, anyways, put phlox on the backside, or you can do some perennials, some grasses, something that's gonna help retain that and soak it up. Even some junipers, like some ground covers, perfect examples of something that is not only gonna look good and grow and creep over those boulders, but retain at the same time. And then of course we've got a river birch here. I always like to put an ornamental tree on these little hooks. You can do a Japanese maple, river birch, a cherry tree, a weeping cherry upright, whatever. Doesn't really matter, as long as you're doing something that's beautiful and functional at the same time. So that's that little hook. The whole time that you're there, you're thinking beauty and functionality, and you combine the two, and that's how you pull off this look. Second tip. When you're hooking this around, you start to bringing it up to the sidewalk. We just got a natural curve. We don't have any edging or anything like that in there. And you can do that by simply cutting a deep edge that separates the grass from the bed. I hooked it over to the sidewalk, and then you'll see that I also hooked it over to the driveway. It's almost like a big S or a big snake that creeped through the sidewalk and slipped around, and then bam, went right back out and came over to the driveway. It brings more depth to the design, and it's another way to just bring kind of a wow factor. As you're pulling up the driveway, it's not like the bed is just on the left side. The bed is also right by the driveway, where you've got this really cool it's a pink dogwood that is also balancing out the pink dianthus, and it brings everything together. Tip number 3, color balance. you'll notice that we've got some blue fescue or blue sedge, whatever you want, over here on that small bed by the driveway, but we've also got it on the left side. We got the blue and blue bouncing out. You'll see the pink of the dogwood with the pink of the dianthus and the pink roses that are along the foundation. We've got pink and pink. And then you'll see the yellow of the coreopsis and the yellow of the coreopsis up by the sidewalk. We're bringing all these different elements together so that it's not like the eye is kind of wandering and it doesn't know where to go. You're bringing different points where the eye can stop and coordinate similarities. They're focal points, and that's how you can pull off a really cool natural native look and make it functional at the same time. Hey, if you enjoy learning tips and tricks, or you like to see really cool landscape projects from all over the spectrum, from easy builds to very complex builds, consider subscribing and hit the alarm bell. I don't want you to miss a thing because I come out with lots of different videos from the designs, the tips, and even the montages where I show all the projects that we put together through Bobby K Designs. It's worth it, guys. Question of the day: what is the biggest challenge you have with your front yard? It doesn't even have to pertain to a slope. Maybe it's something that you're just trying to figure out what exactly can go in certain places. Is it something to do with sun, shade, the slope, the design, the flow, the architecture? How do you pull it off? Write those in there. The Bobby K community is an excellent community where we get lots and lots of questions going. I respond to all the comments and I'm happy to help you. Thank you for joining me. Make sure that you check out some of the other videos that we got going on. Lots and lots of really cool content out there, and I'll see you on the next one.